All right. All right. A lot of moving parts today. A lot of things to do. Hmm. What are we talking about here, people? Yeah, career stuff. I said it. Tom is right in the. It's like literally in the title. Career stuff is, and I got to answer a lot of these freaking emails. Not 4,000, but a lot of people asking me for stuff, and I got to promote our latest book, fill up my buffer and whatnot. Get some writing in. I mean, it just never does this crap ever end? Ever? I'll answer that for you. No, no, it never ends. So the copy I sent is probably Joan. Yeah, probably. I downloaded to on Kindle Unlimited. I just have to do my swipe through, so we get a buck or two off of that. I was going to bring the it in here, but I was like, I'm just doing too much today. I'll do that later. Tonight we're going out to dinner with Donna and Keith. Hopefully Keith will wear his George R. Martin hat. We're going to Steffens. Should be nice. Yeah, Keith, remember I said he looks like George R. R. Martin, his stupid hat on? Don't you pay attention? Not that Keith. You're married to Donna? You're not married to Donna. I would never go out with you unless Lisa was there. Oh yeah, that guy. That's why I said he looked like George R. R. Martin because he had the hat on, and he's round with a big giant beard, and you have just as much chance of Keith finishing this last book than George R. R. Martin. We're going to Steffens. See what happens. Why you call me out like that? You're so paranoid, Keith. So paranoid. So paranoid, Keith. Keith, we're not talking about there's other people named Keith in this world. I don't know why people would name their kids Keith. I'm not even gonna get into that part of it. I'm just saying other people named that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Keith Richards, for instance. I'm getting an error on my post. I don't know what that means. Keith Ledger, Keith or Sutherland. That might be a little bit Keith or Sutherland. Yeah, that guy, Keith or Sutherland. Yeah, if you got a book, I don't have a book ready, just sitting there, just waiting for them to say, "Here, send me a book." It did not like books for some reason. Yeah, don't be saying that word. They are pretty good to work with. I know several authors who work with them. They're tough to get into. They only take a handful of books, but if you can get in, get it. I just don't have anything that's I can send them. I mean, technically, I got to finish this book I'm doing now and send it, but I'm not doing that. I'm going. I'm going bigger, better, stronger, faster. There's Charlie. No, you're not, Keith. You son of a bitch. No, you're not. I'm getting paid here. You're not missing much anyway. Maybe I need to not be so fabulous that people want to skip ads to watch what I have to say. I put up my writing video up early today, so nobody had the excuse of, "Oh, I just got in because I was watching it." And you put it up quarter to 12. I put it up at like 10:30. Keith watched it. And I appreciate that. I appreciate watching it. I'm filling up my buffer right now. With mine and Tom's book, Fade to Black, third part in the trilogy. In case you didn't realize, that means it's the last part. Ooh. I had butterfly shrimp for lunch. I didn't want to eat a heavy lunch. I'm like, you know what? I pop these in the air fryer for 11 minutes. A dozen of these, delicious. We bought a giant box when we went to Sam's Club. Why not do a trilogy with 4 books? I mean, you could. I'm sure that guy who's doing the Loch Ness Monster in that Ohio lake. There's Lorraine. We're just wondering where you were, Lorraine. Everybody was like, "Where's Lorraine? The hell happened to Lorraine?" And then now you're here. I was talking about somebody named Keith, not Keith, in here, and then Keith was like, "Oh, what are you talking about me for?" Because he's so paranoid. Like he's the only Keith in the world. And then Tom named a bunch of people named Keith, but one of them was a little sus, if you ask me. Keith Urban. I think that's a Keith. It's not paranoid when it's you. You know, you're right. You know what? You got me on that one. You are right. What are you working on now, Keith? What did you write this morning? Your Memoir of a Monster series? Memoir of a Monster trilogy, book 6? Nice. Yesterday I wrote 2,500 words on the novel, and then I finished a under 1,000 word short story. Actually, a ghost one for that for Flash Frog. I had an idea. So I'm on submission package. Nice. I realized I'm like, oh, I'm at the last chapter of this book, finally. And I'm like, I have 3 things to kind of weave together. And I was like, all right, but then it's going to be like a 3-part chapter. And I'm like, you know what? My wife always says that I rush the ending. When we first met, that was her key takeaway from some of my older books is I rush the ending. You know, you're not coming up here. I'm working. I'm working. Go away. Go eat some cat food. And then, no, instead of making this 3 parts of like a page and a half each, these are going to be 3 different wrap up chapters specifically for these 3 characters. So I wrote one yesterday and I started a second one. So I got about a chapter and a half left, which is fine because I'm still ahead of the game. But I'm happier now with this ending, and it'll hit me to about 80,000 words as well. So there you go. And then I just got to clean up the ghost story and send that in. But when I get done with this last chapter and a half, which I probably won't write on today, give it a little breather. Going to dinner with Keith, not you, Keith, another Keith. Tonight, and then tomorrow, me and Mike Lee are supposed to go to lunch, which was canceled from last week. So I don't know how much writing I'm going to get in tomorrow. And then Friday, me and Andrea go for breakfast. And then I'll be here, get some writing in there. So I'll get everything done. Tom says, now we said the name Keith too many times that it sounds like it's not a word anymore. Keithel is cage. Yeah. I think now we're just making words up. Cage. It's not a real word. Keith is an interesting guy. Not this Keith. He's not interesting. The guy we're hanging out with tonight, my wife's cousin's husband. He does like sound systems for churches. He's a huge Moody Blues fan and a huge Alan Parsons Project fan. I mean, like crazy huge. He's probably 60. And he loves talking about those bands. And I'm like, I'm not a fan of either of those bands, Keith, but if you want to talk about them, I mean, that's what we're gonna talk about. I'll talk about the new Cannibal Corpse album. I don't, that makes as much sense as what you're talking about to me. Yeah, I mean, he's a typical Keith who just has his own agenda and doesn't really care about anybody else around. Very, very, very selfish person. I mean, I'm not saying that for all Keiths. I mean, Keith Richards is definitely like that, but you know what I'm saying. And another person yesterday emails me out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, this is some spam thing. It was not. It was a person who thought I was my cousin, Armand. And this whole giant post about how they went to, they were in the military together. And remember that time on the nuclear sub when this happened, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to be in New Jersey this weekend. And I wrote back, I said, you got the wrong person. That's my cousin, and I don't have his email address, and I have no idea how to get in touch with him. Great story, though. I should be like, yeah, show up at my house. Like if I knew my cousin's address, I would just like, yeah, I'll be here. I bet Keith can appreciate White Rabbit. Yeah, he loves all those lame songs like that. So that's a definite. He definitely likes that. He gives me all these facts about Alan Parsons Project and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, you could be making all of this up. I don't know. None of what you're saying could be true. Oh, the band only eats cantaloupe before a show. That's fascinating. I have no idea. I wouldn't know if that's real or not. Or I don't even care. More importantly, you're talking about stuff I don't even care about, buddy. It's stuff that makes no sense. Yeah, Keith Morris. There you go, Chad. And the guy's name is actual Keith, so it's not some weird Keith or Sutherland or some weird made up. Alan Parsons is getting his 2 cent residual check and thanking the Lord for Keith. Yeah. Keith talks about Alan Parsons Project as much as Chad talks about The Accused. The only way these bands are making money at this point. It all just makes zero sense. And he's also the kind of guy like Chad. I don't know if anybody knows Chad has a MacBook. Like Chad, um, who will talk about uh, whatever he wants to talk about, like a MacBook, for instance, and he'll weave it into the conversation. Now, Chad does it knowing that it's funny, and we got to talk about the stuff. But he really does. Chad on he wants to talk about his MacBook. But Keith is more of I'm going to bring up like Alan Parsons or something. Like there will literally be we're going to this restaurant, right? And they'll have music on. And it'll be like a Tom Petty song. And out of nowhere, while we're all having a normal conversation, he'll just look across the table at me and he'll say, Alan Parsons Project opened for Tom Petty in Gainesville, 1978. I was going to go, but I was only 12 years old. Something like that. And I'll be like, oh, like not even, hey, when I went and saw, Chaz, for instance, did anyone watch the Home Run Derby or the All-Star Game? Neither. No, I don't care about either thing. I played my out of the park baseball yesterday. I wrote a lot, but I also played my baseball game. So we talk about our favorite Bigfoot. Exactly. If Haas was here, he would talk to you about it. Charlie watched the Home Run Derby. I just can't get in. I just can't get into it. I haven't since I was a kid, though. I haven't since I was a kid. We had it on, but it was never like, oh, it's the Home Run Derby. We got to watch this. Or the All Star Game. I just don't care enough. So I watched the highlights of it. It's like the 5 minute Cliff's Note version of it. And I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I'm not watching that. And they also everybody's complaining, I guess, about um, Netflix, and basically it was just one giant Netflix commercial, and a lot of non-baseball people they were showing, and they missed some stuff, and it was just. And I'm like, yeah, they paid all that money. You don't think they're going to try to promote their own shows and stuff? Just I watched the Derby, my first one, and Netflix milked it into a 3.5 hour thing loaded with 210 seconds of commercials every 15 minutes, and he couldn't hear the commentators. Yeah, and that was I guess that was the complaint. That was the problem. Is it was just basically one long commercial for them, and let's squeeze in some baseball. And I'm like, you're paying for Netflix to not have all. And they said even people who have the upgrade of Netflix where they don't see commercials, they still saw commercials. I'm like, that's just not right. That's you shouldn't be doing that. That doesn't really seem fair. I watched Shark Fest programming last night, late on the couch. I mean, what does whoever Luke Wilson have to do with, especially Luke Wilson? What does he have to do with baseball? I'm sure they were promoting some. Yeah, see, there you go, Keith. Watch Young and the Restless. I'm sure they were promoting some stupid show they were on or something. Just dumb. Red Sox Tigers made a trade though. He picked up that Jahmai Jones. Is that his name? Who's been pretty much a bust for you guys this year. Hopefully, we can turn him around. We need another outfielder. That might mean we're trading an outfielder, which I'm happy with, as long as it's Duran. We also didn't need this break because the Red Sox were on a freaking roll. Half a game out of wild card now. Yeah, Ridge and Thrift, right? Exactly. So that's you gave up your go-to for commercials. Apparently, lots of them. I watched Sharks. I watched a lot of Sharks last night. I mean, there were commercials, but not as much as you guys probably watched. Come on. It's going really slow. That's what I think. I think if my intranet would go faster, I'd get a lot more done. But like I'm putting stuff up on my buffer, scheduling posts out, and it's just taking forever. Like every post is just dragging, and not dragging from Skinwalker Ranch either. There's Haas. Everybody, I've got storms around here. My internet's spotty, so I don't know how long I can say. I thought I'd at least get a hello. What's up? What's going on? How's your friend doing? Like storms like that Storm Chasers, Eye of the Storm show. I imagine this weekend, likely Saturday, my wife and I will sit down and go over final preparations for MondoCon. He's alive and unfortunately still able to talk my ear off. There's good and bad with everything. That's funny. You got to say the doc, could you give him a shot or something to shut him up? Why am I being punished? Come on. So slow. It's not even because I'm live. It's just, some days it's just slow. Today is one of those days. I haven't rebooted my computer this morning because I just leave it on. It was also, I was like, oh, I got an update on something. Good, I'll update it now. Boom, done. And then 10 minutes later, another update for another thing. I'm like, this is like what me and Tom went through the last week or so. I get a notification, your library books are in. Perfect. I had to go to the post office anyway. Go to the library, pick up my 2 books, get home. About an hour later, I get a notice, another one of my books is in. I have a lot of books on hold right now too. I probably got about 15 books on hold. I probably got to read some of the ones I have. But I've been reading other stuff. What is this? Oh, that'll work. Come on, what are you doing? So I just got that book I was talking about, Tom, The Need, from Megan. What's her name? Megan Mostyn Brown. She is actually the girlfriend of Jordan Harper, and she got her debut book come out. Yeah, exactly. I would have waited. Just say, hey, it's all in at one time during the day, and I got till tomorrow or whatever. But when they do that, it's annoying. Rudy Sarzo is still in the band. I believe he's the only longest tenured member. He's not the original bassist, but he is the bassist on record. Basically, all the other guys are just. Yes, Megan Nelson. I don't know who that is. But now I got an advanced copy of her book. But they sent it to me as a Doc X. Pretentious singer must have awful looking long hair. Yeah. Sarzo is nice. I've met him several times over the years. He was at Spooky Empire years ago, and he was doing he had an interview thing talking about his book had just come out. He was selling copies of the book. And I went up and was like, do you remember me from... I met him, the first time I met him was at Great Adventure in New Jersey. Quiet Riot was playing, and my buddy Russ got thrown out for listen, he gets thrown out for banging his head. And he's like, but that's the song they're playing. They're literally playing the song "Bang Your Head." I'm just doing what they're telling me to do. I love the football movie about it. Yeah. It's always whenever we're in the car and I say to my wife, "Who plays bass on this song?" She's like, "Rudy Sarzo." It's the only name she knows, but she knows that he also was in about 400 bands. So like every, every White Snake that comes up, every Quiet Riot, anything that comes up is probably Rudy Sarzo played bass on it. Yeah, or you McDonald, either way. Frank, did you get your Twisted Sister tickets for August? Yeah, he's just a down to earth dude. Very good guy. He's like the polar opposite of Keith. I'm not going to say which Keith. One of the Keiths we've been talking about this whole time. Yeah, my bent brother tickets. That's what. Yeah, you got your bent brother tickets. Everybody was on Facebook arguing about. Uh, I'm only going if D. Schneider's singing. Well, dumbass, he's not singing. That's kind of the whole idea why they're doing these shows. Oh, you didn't get him. You don't want to see Sebastian? You're gonna wait until what? You're gonna hang out at White Castle after, see if he beats anybody up. Not inner side. Keith, so we know for sure Keith is not the word of the day for Nick to. Yeah, I know. Nick got a new dog. Never heard of Bent Brothers. Is that a wrestling team? No, that's Twisted Sister with Sebastian Bach. They're playing some warm up shows. I don't even know who's even in the band anymore. Half of them are dead. Sebastian gets real angry if you say his real name whenever. Yeah, I saw one not too long ago where the guy brought up. He's like, "Why does everybody always bring this up?" Yeah, Twisted Sister, Bent Brother. Hopefully, he'll finish this tour in time to join Quiet Riot. Ooh, butterfly shrimp were delicious. I like when they do those interviews, like based on Wikipedia, and like most of it is just completely wrong. I can imagine you're already how getting pissed if you're like, "Hey, Vincent," or "Hi, Mister Osprey." Yeah. Hey, when the butterfly shrimp wing gets stuck in between my teeth. No, no, you rip the wings off when they're live. When they're still alive, you rip the wings and they go, ah! They're just screaming. Then you throw them in the boiling pot of water, or in my case, in the air fryer. 11 minutes. Delicious. You see now they're redoing I'm sure for some of you this is old news, and you're going to be like, "Oh, that's old news." Shut the f up. It's my opinion. I just saw this because I don't follow stupid horror crap. They're doing rebooting Friday the 13th and also Freddy Krueger. I'm like, why? Enough already. I mean, I know why, because all of a sudden horror movies are making people money. So let's not continue to do stuff that's original, and maybe we can find stuff. Let's just go back and pick up some of this crap. It's a prequel with a young Pamela. Who gives a shit? Do we really need that? No. Of course they're going to suck. No, the sequels with the mom. I blame you for me writing less horror. I'm still writing more horror than 99% of the horror authors out there. Believe me. Yeah, Tom will watch it. I only like psychological horror. Oh, I just watched The Long Walk last night. How was that? Was that good? That seems interesting to me. I might watch that. The prequel series is what I heard about too, Chad. Supposedly the Nightmare on Elm Street one, they got the okay from Wes Craven's estate, and they are the only way they could get that was they're going to use the original script, the originally written script for the first movie. And so the hope is, according to these people, that it's not going to be Freddy Krueger is fun and does funny things and all that. It's going to be a lot darker and scarier. And of course, immediately people are like, well, Robert Englund better be Freddy Krueger or I'm not watching. And Robert Englund's already like, yeah, Emil passed the gauntlet to somebody else. Keith says The Long Walk was very good, so now don't watch it. Oh, great. So thanks for ruining that. Tom says The Long Walk was good. I noticed he didn't say great. He said good. I've never read it, Charlie, so I'm going to go in completely blind to it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If I got to pay for it, I'm not watching it. I liked it mostly. I'm not a fan of F-bombs, GDMF every 2 minutes, but it was an interesting. See, that's right up my alley. I've never been a fan of Freddy because of all the one-liners and silliness. It always needed to be darker. Yeah, exactly. And then when they did that reboot with the kid from Bad News Bears, they try to go for darker, and then that failed. And then they're like, well, I think it's been like 17 years or something like that. But now they're like, well, let's try this again. What the hey? What the hey now? I had another short story, flash fiction piece rejected yesterday. I was not happy because I thought it was a good one, but it will find a home somewhere eventually. He also makes a really good Freddy. Tom says Chucky is the best slasher. I said it. But you knew what you were getting with Chucky right from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Charlie literally just laughed at you. I thought my Flash Frog sub was a good one, but too, I guess I have no clue on such things. You know, you take a shot. It's all you can. It's all you can do. You write the best story you can write, and you send it, and then you see what happens. Keep your wrong pins to yourself, Charlie. Gosh. Hey, with the language, there's a lady in the house. Can't send Chucky, least non-threatening of them all. Kick everything around the room. I'm going to put on Substack for August. Sam, I put my Flash Frog submission up on Substack and got a good response, so that's good enough. There you go. I have a short story going up tomorrow on Substack, but on the pay side. Trying to build that up. I also put out my newsletter today, and I'm reevaluating a lot of different things. I'm reevaluating the newsletter. Why am I paying for this newsletter when I could just go Substack, which I told people, well, don't do that, but I think I might just do that. I was using All Author, and I'm like, why am I don't need any more 3D book things. Get rid of that. And then I don't need my website, armandrosemedia.com. Nobody ever visits it. Basically, it's there so I can add newsletter subscribers, which makes no sense. So I'm thinking in the next several months, I'm cutting all of that out. I'm going to go a lot more lean. Shuffle everybody off to the YouTube and my Substack and my author page on Facebook, and that might be it. I did it despite you telling me not to. But something that's growing organically and seems to be working. I have 100% on the viewership. Good. Yeah, it's not. Substack is not about numbers. It's not about I have 10 billion people following me. It's just basically you're collecting your people that are interested in you. Yeah, Sizzling. Was Sizzling good or was it disgusting? I don't even remember. I think author webpage at this point are most important. Yeah, and I paid a lot of money for Chenzo to put that together, and then I was paying him a maintenance fee every month. And I was like, I don't need this anymore. I just got to finish. I got to figure out how to get rid of the newsletter portion of it. So I'm using it on. I'm using BookFunnel, and I'm still probably going to use BookFunnel. That might be the one thing that I stay on. But the problem then is, like, where do I push that towards Substack? I don't even know if you can do that. I'm gonna have to figure all that out. All right, so actually, before I go to my corner, I have a question for you all. You don't really need a website? I have one, but if you have it and you're not paying anything on it, you know, like if it's like a WordPress and you're paying like $12, then keep it. I was paying a lot of money for all the bells and whistles that I did not need. I had a fancy smancy type one, and it was static, and there's never anything added to it, and I don't know why I'm spending all that money. The last 3-4 years, it's been a tax write-off. That's all it is. And I'm like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I just don't think I need it. I'm fixing. You got to fix in FIXIN apostrophe. Not you don't use the G at the end there. I'm fixing to start using Substack. Any advice? Use it. You just if you're going to post every day, if you're going to post every week, if you're going to post every month, just be steady with it so the people coming in know that you're what days you're posting or when you're posting and all that, and then obviously start bringing in your type of people. There's a lot of garbage on Substack. There's a lot of non-writing people. There's a lot of you don't want to start collecting romance authors or erotica authors because that's not going to help you. So be very like Keystone. Make it very organic, and those people that are coming in hopefully are the right people. Keith hasn't had a website for a few years. Chess says, I built my site, but I paid for the domain name and the email. Yeah, I don't even have an email through mine. I mean, I guess I do. I just never use it. Just doesn't seem like it's worth anything. Just get in there, Haas, and play. You don't actually have to post anything and see how it works. I pay a yearly fee on Squarespace. I work really hard on it and love how it looks, but I don't know what good it does. I mean, as long as you're not paying a crazy amount of money, then leave it up there. Fixing. There you go, Keith. Haas. Non-writing people on Substack preposterous. I remember they had all the Nazis were on there. And everybody was up in arms. We're not using Substack anymore. And Substack is there. All right, we'll just hide the Nazis over here in the corner. Like, yeah, we got rid of them. Don't look over here. Don't use any keywords that you'll easily find them. It just seems like it's all social media is just so fractured at this point. You know what I mean? All right, Troy, and as long as you can use that and build up the right people that are coming in to read your stuff, so that when you start releasing books and you start getting into all that those people can still find you. You can still find them, Frank. You can still find them. Whoa, Keith, we got a lady in here. It's the old listen, I'm on everything. I planted my flag, so to speak, in every social media, but most of them I'm not using, or I'm just dumping stuff from a buffer anyway. Like, I never use Instagram, I never use Threads, I never use Blue Sky, but I have posts several times a day that drop on those. Just to keep it going. And then every now and then I'm like, oh, there's somebody commented. Let me look and see what they commented. But it's really like focus on those one or two. That's my opinion. Armand's opinion. And as long as you see you're moving in the right direction, like I use what do you call it? Book funnel thing to build up the newsletter, but then my sales are slipping anyway. And I'm like, am I spending this money every month on a newsletter and nobody's really looking at it? All right, Lorraine, you have a great day. Enjoy your frozen pizza. I had butterfly shrimp in the air fryer. I don't know what I'm going to have at Stefan's tonight. Maybe I'll look up the menu. I'll do a Jess. Yeah, if you get on there and you follow us, and then you basically you see what we're doing. Frank asks, do you feel like you come off as inauthentic to the people who do use those platforms you're generically posting to? No, because I'm answering them when they're talking with me. Um, I'm posting these video links to these videos. I'm posting links to my books. I'm doing that stuff. So it's not um, it's way not as personal as it could be, but I'm still I think I'm still interacting with people, which I think is good. And there's not I don't have a ton of people on any of those. Like everybody's like, oh, Blue Sky, you got to oh, Blue Sky, blah blah. I don't get a lot on there. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get a ton on any of those. Sales are not coming from those, and I busted my butt for years to build those up. I mean, at one point I had like 250,000 people on Twitter. Now I'm down to like a third of that, and none of them are actual people. They're either people posting about their crazy politics or they're just spam you like crazy. Just an awful thing. I bothered with all of them. Like I have an account on all of them. Like what was the Mammon, whatever that one was. I was like, I got to get this. There was some other. There were so many of them, and I would just sign up so I can kind of lock it in place. I did that with Substack. I never posted on Substack, and then like all that Nazi stuff happened, everything. I'm like, everybody's going to leave this thing, and then people kept going back to it and kept using it. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will jump on here. And I'm glad I did. And then you guys are on there, and I was like, let me just kind of dump my Patreon stuff onto here, and then let me dump all of this stuff onto here. So yeah, again, I'm always looking if somebody, and mostly on my phone. I have all of those on my phone. I never go into them. But I'll get a notification. You have a comment on Blue Sky or Threads or Instagram or whatever, and then I'll go in. I don't believe in the Brian King just claim an account on all the Space Smith is social media. I do, because I don't want anybody else to jump in there. And by other people, I mean my cousins, because I have 3 cousins all named Armand Rosamilia. We're all Armando Rosamilia, and we all go by Armand or Armand. So for me, it's grab them before my cousins do, kind of thing. Because again, some guy sent me an email that he served with me in the on a sub in the military, and I'm like, wrong person. I don't believe in anything, BK, but that's a story for a different day. Oh, we have stories. We have stories too, Keith. You've been out of the loop for a long time. We have a lot of very personal stories. The 3 are, yeah. There's 4 of us, 4 cousins. I guess 3 of them are second cousins. First male in my family is Armando. Second is Gerald. And that's like 6, 7, 8, 47 generations back. Exactly, Tom. Never heard of it. I see what you did there. Yeah, we got to be in the same rooms with him for many years. You start to see I thought the Rising was pretty damn good. Yeah, the 3 Armor Problem. Yep. That's the book you're going to be writing at MondoCon, right? Got so much to do, and I'm looking at a dinner menu. I don't even know why I do it, because I never I never look at this and then be like, "Oh, that's what I'm going to get when I'm getting out. I'm getting out of here. I got stuff to do." Tom, if you're still listening, give me a price on 3 of the Fade to Black print books, and I will send you the money for them. I like the Resident 2. There might be a lot you can say about BKB and a lot I don't know about, but I do like a lot of his books. Yeah, he phenomenal writer back in the day. That's all I'm going to say. Exactly, Frank. It's a 3-armed problem, Watson. Of course, we're the only one. We're the only ones. Me and the cousins, the only ones around anymore. You know, we don't have on our mailbox that little red. What do you call it anymore? It fell off, and I think it's still in the garage. I probably got to put that back in. That way, I can put mail out there and put the little red arm up so the mailman knows. I don't know. Who can say? I believe I'm not. Don't quote me on this, Frank, but I believe by the time you get here for MondoCon, that middle guest room will be the Wonder Woman room again. She's not going to do it crazy like she did, but she is trying to put some of it back up. So you will have a themed room. The Terminal was the best I've read from BK. He was no Owl going back. I think Owl is good, but I'm going to say this, Keith, that you're a little biased because you know Owl and you know the settings and everything else. But I like Owl. Owl does not like me. It feels like Owl going back does not like me at all. I've been on several panels with him over the years. He never talks to me. Never. I will say, I'll do the happy birthday thing online. And he's like, "Thank you. I appreciate it." Or whatever. But I'm like, that's it. He's no Owl going forward either. Frank says, "I know where the coffee is." That's all you really need to know. Literally behind me right now is like 4,000 K-cups of various coffees. There's so much coffee in this house, it's ridiculous. And in the Disney room, there's a ton of coffee in there. Keith, I'm not sure Al likes me, right? Maybe Keith, maybe he don't like anybody. He's very stoic. I remember I did a book signing with him at, do you remember Gods and Monsters in Orlando, that comic book store? I remember having a signing and he was there and we sat next to each other. And I tried to make small talk and he was having none of it. Yeah, you know what, Keith, you're probably right. Never talked to Owl, never read Owl. And yet you wrote a thing called Neon Owl. You're ashamed of yourself. Yeah, he just would not have a conversation with me. Now, if you walked up to buy one of his books, I mean, I was like, oh, this is Alice. No, he's not awkward. He just doesn't want to talk to you. There's a difference. He talks to other people. He just don't want to talk to me or Keith. He really doesn't like Stephen Graham Jones. I have no I remember years ago. You remember this, Keith? Years ago, when he was still living in St. Augustine, and like his water heater or something broke, and he ended up having to sell like some of his pricier books to get it fixed. I remember you were like, "What's going on?" How the hell can you not like Stephen Graham Jones? I think it's a there can only be one of us type of thing. And Stephen Graham Jones has jumped ahead of him in the pecking order. Yeah, but a limited piece of art that was a book cover. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For me, I'm at least, you know what? If the water heater breaks, my wife's got a job. She got a great career. She can pay for all of this. My money's just to play money at this point. My money's going out with Keith for dinner tonight. Not you, Keith. The other Keith. You be careful. Very hurtful. I one's being hurtful. I'm literally not going out to dinner with you tonight. We got MondoCon 2 weeks. 2 weeks on the clock. You know, if I had known Keith, I would have invited you. I would have invited you for dinner to come up tonight and go to Georgia with us for dinner. Georgia on my mind. I do, Keith, but I'm going to be honest with you. We hung out like 20 something years ago, man. I'm just not the spark plug I used to be when it comes to Between the Sheets. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not you, it's me. I'm just tired. Alan Parsons, the entire project is coming with him. I think, unfortunately, Saturday night dinner guests will be my daughter and her boyfriend. She's like, "Oh, Shelly's doing smoking meat and seafood. What time is dinner?" Right? No, Chuck. I wish Chuck was coming. I wish Chuck was coming. I wish Nick Zinn would give a pop in. Nick Zinn got a new dog. Shelly last night, she's like, "Oh, did you see the picture?" I'm like, "Of what?" She's like, "Oh, Nick's new dog." She said, "Did you know he got a new dog?" I said, "Why the hell would I know that? Why do I care?" No, you need to be here in person, Chad. You're not cheating anybody. Hey, where the heck is Nick? Her boyfriend is looking decidedly less lesbian as the years go on. Yeah, but he still looks like a lesbian. It's when he's wearing his hat, he doesn't. But when he takes it off, he's got this big poof of lesbian hair. He's an all right kid, but he's so boring. I say in front of him too. I always say to my daughter, what do you see in him? He's so boring. He has no drive at all. He's working some crappy job at 25 years old, and I'm like, you have no motivation to do anything more in your life, and you're going to bring my daughter down, who is, yeah, he does. He looks like a Thompson, and that's a good old person analogy. Yes. Is it hypoallergenic on him? I don't know. Anyway, he'll be here. He'll be here and he won't say anything, or if he does, he'll tell a story and it'll take an hour and it will be so boring. I mean, the story will be put you to sleep boring. Unlike my stories, which keep everybody awake. So I wrote 3 short stories last week, right? And into this week, and I'm writing the one now for the frog, Flash Frog. And in all three, the main character that's male is Ogden, Ogden. I don't know why. Like, is it the same Ogden in all these short stories, or is it a different Ogden? We just don't know. I mean, it's a common name. And the story that just got rejected, the main character, Charlie Wallinger. That's right, Charlie Wallinger. I was watching Shark Fest last night, and on 2 of the episodes, this guy who just looks like a dork. His name is Neil Hammerschlag. That's a name, Hammerschlag. Sounds kind of dirty, if you ask me. Look through some of these mails. Oh, this guy on his thing, he hated the Sheep Detectives movie. The next story, Schmeismovia. Yeah. Maybe. There's not. Instead of the O with the umlauts, there's an A. And it's Hammer Schlag. Schlag. He was on a couple of the shark shows. He's like a professor oceanography or some bullshit in the Keys or Miami or something. My best friend in high school was Smith. Yeah, probably. Probably. Where are you going, Frank? Wawa? Great Bloodstained shirt you got on. Well, thank you. It's from my favorite band, Bloodstain. This is my crime fiction addict shirt. It's got blood. The blood is real though. It just said crime fiction. It was just a black shirt, and then I cut myself and it bled on it. Hoagieless hoagie. Ghost pepper flakes. Ghost pepper flakes. There's the name of your book. Talked to Amanda Ward this morning a little bit, back and forth. She is very excited for MondoCon. She's figured out which book she's going to start writing. And I'm going with Mike Lee to lunch tomorrow. Don't know why I'm talking like this. Scotty is my favorite rhythm guitarist in Bloodstained. Yeah, obviously. Are you ordering a pub sub, Hold the Pub, on Friday, MondoCon, Frank? That's actually, it is great. That is a great title. You should take that one. You should write that one down. I'd read that. What's this crap? Looks like you're getting your wish, Frank. It will be a Wonder Woman room Saturday. My wife and her niece are going to do it. And I got my wish, which is I don't have to do all that crap. I don't want your offer. Stop messaging me. Netflix is rebooting A Different World. 39 years to the day after the original first aired on NBC. Why? Why? What all the reboots? All the retellings? Haas. I blame Haas. Nick messaged. He said no, on a location shoot, and it's the art director's dog. So it's not his dog. I could tell my wife that. That's funny. Well, thanks for listening in, Nick. Oh, he's not listening. I just sent him a message. A differenter world. Haas says, "Shoot, I was going to use it one. You know, you could both use it." Bloodstains is also a great Agent Orange song. Chatted with the knowledge. No, dietary restrictions cease to exist along in the Jacks. Exactly. A differenter world. I think it's called a way different world, is what they're calling it. It's basically the couple from it, their kid going to the same college and having the same crazy hijinks, I guess. I don't know. I never saw the show. Retellings. Oh, yeah, they're completely out of it. He's still filming that Wisconsin amateur reporting. He's filming blow up parks in Wisconsin stuff. Wow. Wow, Frank. Just wow. Yeah. Obviously, I won't be on tomorrow, but I will be on. I'm not getting off now. I'm just throwing this out there while I'm remembering things. I will be here on Friday, positively on Friday. I probably won't stop for a hot dog on Friday, though. Actually, the best possible name he could use if he was in the... Yeah, you know what? I don't see a better name. My wife's been watching the show Lethally Blonde on Investigation Discovery. And so she binge watches like to catch up, and she's like, literally, almost every one of these stories is about a porn actor or actor being murdered. And she's like, there was a guy, and I'm like, Buck Naked. She's like, I don't remember what his name is. Like, I bet it was Buck Naked. Frank, stop using his real name. He's getting pissed. He's gonna meet you at the White Castle parking lot, beat you up for using that. Maybe I'll wear something nice tonight. Or I'll just wear this outfit. I don't care. Buck Nasty. Yeah, maybe. Buckaroo Bonsai, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Zinn. If I was a porn star, but a female, my name would be Barbie. Barbie Q. You should wear your Alan Parsons sucks more than the Moody Blue shirt. God, I wish I had known we were going out. I would have ordered that. I'm sure Redbubble has a sale on those. Buck Wild. Yeah, that guy. I think he came over one time, and I think I was wearing my White Snake shirt, which probably doesn't even fit me anymore. And he was talking about like he at first I don't think he even knew who they were, and then he was asking me, and I'm like, David Coverdale. I'm like, he was in Deep Purple, and they went off about how great Deep Purple is, and on how he saw them at the the Coliseum in '76 or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm like, when they did Perfect Strangers, that's a good album. That was it. Everything else is old man boring rock. Like you like, buddy. You know what? That makes sense. Frank, are you going to sit at the counter this year, or are you going to sit at a table this year? We know where Nick's sitting. Nick's sitting in the Nick Zinn chair in the corner. I think Amanda will have two laptops in front of her, one for work and one for writing. And I'll be sitting right here. I got to get out the dry erase board. The table. The dining room table or the kitchenette area table? Just wondering where everybody's sitting. I think Tom will sit at the head of the dining room table, like he owns the place, and then Amanda in there, and then Mike Lee will also sit in there. I know that. Nick in the corner, and that'll leave you and Peter Marsh. There's Nick. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, you definitely get that. I literally call that. She put something on there. She put the pile of the pillows. I'm like, what are you doing? See, I'm putting the pillows here. Get him out of the way. And I'm like, no, don't do that. That's Nick's chair. She's like, he's not going to be here for a month. The counter is way too close. Yeah, the counter. You were literally at the counter, which is a nice spot. But yeah, literally, you have all the cookies and the M&Ms right there. Or the table under the awning. It might be way too hot then. Probably the kitchen. Maybe you and Peter Marsh will go sit in the kitchen. I don't know where anybody's sitting. Obviously, not everybody can sit in the dining room. That'd be just too much. Yeah. Yeah, pillows on your chair. Don't worry, we got rid of them. There's no pillows anymore. We're good. What are you doing? She fluffed up all of it. She redid all the pillows in the living room, so they're fluffier now, which is nice. But I mean, not your chair. It's just a chair. Armand thinks everything that didn't come out between 1982 and 1989 is not worth listening to. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I would say 1980 to 89. So yeah, yeah. Me, Louie, and Chad will be in the back. Yeah, yeah. Chad can come. Chad, I've invited him every year. He never wants to leave Battle Creek. He never wants to leave the Kellogg's plant. I even told Lorraine, I said, get your life together. More than welcome. I would easily put you in the Disney room and throw Nick right back to the couch. And without Chuck here, then Pete gets the room and Tom gets the couch. Just set me porta chat anywhere. I'll be fine. You're not coming that way. You're not allowed in my house that way. Then other people will be like, "Oh, well, just do that for me." And no, I'm not going to have 47 iPads set up so people can sit and watch us. Also, we won't be writing that Sunday morning either, Chad. Lorraine being there would be torture. Oh, can you imagine? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't thought through the logistics of all of it, but yeah, that would. Especially some of the conversations we have. I mean, it's bad enough Shelly's here, but she tends to just ignore us. But like anytime you want to open your mouth, you would look over at Lorraine and be like, I shouldn't say that. And then Chad on the iPad would be yelling, "There's a lady present." I mean, can somebody turn that iPad off? Chad's not supposed to be here. I'm like, what are you doing, Nick? Stop putting cookies into bags to ship to Chad. He's not getting cookies. He's not here. If Keith was here, though, unlike his selfish wife, I would give him two. I would let him eat two cookies while he's here. The Thursday of MondoCon, my wife will be baking all day. And then me, Pete, and Nick will go to lunch, hang out there, take our time, come back, hang out a little bit, go pick up Frank. I don't know when I'm getting Tom. Tommy, if you're still there, you got to figure out. Do you want to go to lunch with us? Or you want us to pick you up after lunch before we get Frank at like 4:00? You got to let me know. Keith, trust me, you're not going to only want one. These are cookies you don't eat just one of. And my wife makes like 200 cookies for like 10 people, so a lot of cookies to eat. Keep walking, you punks. Punks with your skateboards. Lisa's voice echoes in my head. A moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. Keith, you're not getting any younger. Who cares? What time does Tom's train arrive? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out, am I picking up Tom? Because he's going to come. He'll come Thursday. So am I going to pick him up before I go to the airport to pick up Pete and Nick? Do I pick him up after I pick up Pete and Nick? Do I wait and pick him up on the way to pick up Frank at 4:00? Do I wait after I pick up Frank then pick up Tom. So many different. It's just crazy. Just crazy. Emma Bennett, author. Hey, back. I bought 2 seats for the plane ride back home. I have to go up to Savannah just to take the train down from MondoCon. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Don't forget to boop the like button, everyone. Yeah, boop the like button. We got some like button booping. Yeah. So anyway, Tom, let me know in the next, obviously before MondoCon, let me know when you are planning on coming. We're going to go to Pine Grove Market for lunch. So if you don't want to come to lunch with us, not a problem. I just need to know. Then once we pick up Frank, you come home, we probably have dinner about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So Frank will start in on the cookies and the M&Ms, and then we can nice. And then we can go from there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to everybody being here. I'm looking forward to Chad not being here because he doesn't want to come hang. He doesn't like us enough to leave his house. I mean, frankly, Tom's leaving his house. I did get a little bit of writing, and I've been writing like little here and a little there. I don't know the name of this story yet, though. That's the problem. I'm almost done. I'm like probably about halfway done with this story, and I don't even know the name of it. I guess at some point I'll have to figure that out, right? Frank, if I see you have any app open and Chad is here, I'm breaking it. Hey, I'm back. I had to go register my kid for 8th grade. What did I miss? You missed a lot, Charlie. We were just yelling about how Chad should be here for MondoCon. You too, Charlie. No excuses. Pine Grove Market has something called the Haasburger. They do? Bray loves the drama and violence. We're talking about violence. Yeah, it's a lot of Emma, it's a lot of drama for no reason. I mean, there's no reason for me to be yelling or people to be saying the things that they're saying. I do have to look at the menu and see what a Haasburger is. Native Super 6-ounce prime ground beef cooked how want, topped with onion rings, our homemade Nader sauce, and pepper jack cheese. We recommend adding a fried egg too. That's a Haasburger. Yeah, that is the best drama. I'm going to mask him with a cat filter. Haas is worried about the Haasburger. It's made with real Haas. 22% real Haas flesh. So if you see a cat talking about the accused, ignore it. Perfectly normal. It might as well be cat litter because Chad Lutsky won't come to my house. I got last time steak in the sack. That was pretty good. It's a pita with steak tips, peppers, onions, and cheese. They put it in a pita sack. That's some good stuff right there. Now I'm getting hungry. Why am I looking at this? Anyway, Tom, that's where we're going to lunch. We were going to go to Poe's Tavern, but then you reminded me that there's no parking in Jacksonville Beach, and we'll walk like 6 blocks to get to the place, and it's going to be 100 degrees out. That's what I was worried about. It's actually made with real Haas meat. Steak in the sack. This chat is very spicy. Yeah, then you have to park 8 miles away and download an app just to pay for parking. Exactly. You would have to come to lunch with us if we're going there because I'm like, Tom, If you deleted that app from your phone, put it back on. Yeah, at least Pine Grove has actual parking. They have like a parking lot to park in. And we should get there after the lunch crowd, which would be good. But Jacksonville Beach it's just going to be crazy. So no thanks. Yeah, Hassenpfeffer is right. Now, if we were smart, we would get a couple of pub subs and we would go to Redneck Beach and we would have lunch there. But I think Nick's head would explode. So no Redneck Beach for him. Here's Chad asking Frank a question he's going to ignore. Is it even a conversation if Chad doesn't mention three things? The accused, Joe Lansdale, and a MacBook. I mean, are we even having a conversation at this point? I want to remind everybody to not ignore the ads, to watch 30 seconds or more of the ads. That's how I make my money. And I make big money here. We're looking at yachts pretty soon. Next year's MondoCon might be on a yacht at my private marina. We need bingo. Yeah, we need bingo cards for the chat. Frank said yes. He finished it. Did he like it? That's the next question, I would imagine. Or the next question is, what did you have for lunch? Emma, in case you got in late, I had butterfly shrimp in the air fryer for lunch. So tomorrow I go to Japanese buffet with Mike Lee. But I think he can only be there for like an hour because he's working like a nerd. So then I might maybe finish this other chapter and a half of my book, and then my book will be done. Randy Savage season, that book I would read off the top rope. Yeah, then. So Frank said, I believe we had this conversation. I believe Chad tried to have this conversation with you. You probably ignored it. I know there was this conversation Chad has tried to have with you like 6 times. Yeah, the first and the second and the third and the 8th time you ignored. I don't think on Shark Fest, I don't think there's anything new tonight. And that's disappointing. Like, how do you have Shark Fest and you don't have at least, I don't know, your 8 o'clock or your 9 o'clock shows are brand new this year? Like, you're just treading water. Frank, did you watch Baby Sharks in New York? Did you watch that one? I watched that one. And every time they said, hey, we're in New York, we're right near the Statue of Liberty, I kept saying, Statue of Liberty is in New Jersey. It's in New Jersey. It's on New Jersey property. Look at the line. And then I screamed like that. And then Shelly said, shut up. Who cares? Why are you even watching this? Like, shh, baby sharks are going to talk. I got here. Did we already cover Bigfoot and Oak Island? Oak Island is not on right now. So we're just we're talking Blind Frog Ranch and Skinwalker Ranch right now. I don't think we've mentioned Bigfoot. I don't think we've mentioned Bigfoot today. Yesterday or the other day, we mentioned Bigfoot because he's in the phenomenal movie Sharks in the Cornfield, or Sharks in the Corn on Pluto TV. There's a Bigfoot appearance in that. I've only watched Hammerhead nonsense so far. Yeah, Baby Sharks in New York City, I think it's called, or in New York, it's called. Is there a Mako one or a bull shark one? Yeah, I watched the bull shark one last night. That wasn't bad. I like bull sharks. Baby Sharks in New York is an old one. Yeah, I had never seen that one, but I watched it. That was on, I think, yesterday as well. I watched that one, and then I watched the bull shark one. Yes, I guess Keith did mention Bigfoot. That's how you know Armand is from Jersey. We're the only ones bitching about where the Statue of Liberty tree is. Exactly. People don't care. My wife certainly don't care. Tom says children, clowns, sharks. The comment is full of things. Yeah, corn is full of a lot of crazy stuff. You know how to start Savage season, but you know how to finish Savage season. I think it's just a good idea to stay out of the cornfield. Period. Right? I mean, that's my. Unless you're in that movie and you don't realize there's sharks in it, and you're trying to have intercourse with a drunk girl. I feel like Baby Sharks in New York was originally a Shark Week doc too. Could be. It's the Great White where it's one of their only nurseries on the East Coast, I believe. Some good stuff in it. Except the girl in it has a crazy overbite, and she gets way too excited when they tag a baby great white, which has never been done. Apparently, they've never tagged one, put a camera on one. I feel like I keep yelling, and I feel like by the time I hang out with Keith, not Keith in here, the other Keith, that I won't have a voice. Like, why are you so quiet? I can't talk. I prefer the Baby Sharks in Iowa one though. That was a good one. But just going through, I'm like, there's none of these look new. They're all like 4 and 5 years old, including a Baby Shark one. But I just like it was on. I just had it on. I just kept watching. I felt like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep watching this. I don't care. Does it matter? It doesn't matter to me. I watch Baby Sharks all day if you let me. They had the ones for the off the coast of Australia. I watched one or two of those. I don't know. I don't know. Just sharks. You know what I'm saying? Sharks. I got to look up and see what the new shows are for Shark Week. I bet you there's not going to be a lot. Let's look that up instead of me writing. New shows this year for Shark Week. Ooh. This is AI. So Disney Channel's 38th annual Shark Week kicks off on Sunday, July 26th, featuring 20 all-new premieres. The event will air nightly from 8 o'clock through Saturday, August 1st. New specials. I think we've done this already, but we're going to do it again. K-pop Shark Heroes kicks off the week, pairing actor Ken Young and singer Ray Ami to reshape the global perception of shark using K-pop. Air Jaws, Red, White, and Breach examines whether legendary breaching great white sharks are entering California waters. Invasion of the Mega Sharks follows Dr. Neil Hammerschlag. So he's on that one too. And Paul de Gelder, tracking a record-breaking great white known as Big Rose. I think he was following Big Bull, the giant bull shark, in an episode I saw last night. Ultimate shark dive follows cliff diver Molly Carlson attempting a record-setting dive into shark-infested waters. You're an idiot. Expedition Unknown. Shark Secrets. Josh Gates investigates the truth behind history's first recorded shark attack. Jurassic Sharks uses CGI to resurrect the ocean's bizarre prehistoric sharks. K-pop Shark Hero skip, yeah. Is there anything K-pop can't do? No. They do it all, Emma. They do it all. Do they do it well, though? That's the question. So there you go. Who's the host this year? No single celebrity host. A lot of guest hosts. So there you go. So I don't know how that's 20 all new thing, but we're going to find out, right? What I do is my wife, it drives her nuts, is because we have cable because we're rich. And so I will record. I'll just go through hour by hour. And, oh, that's a new one, record. Oh, that's a new one, record. And I'll record all 20 of those. So our DVR, whatever they call it, will be just full for the whole week into MondoCon. And of course, then you guys will be here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the last 4 days of it. And so I'll have all those recorded. So by the time like Tuesday rolls around and she goes to her mom's for the day, I'll be like, well, I got to watch all these shark shows. Unless a hurricane comes and then Frank has to stay an extra day again. Good Lord, gonna have to come to MondoCon just to ask Frank about 7 seasons. You'll be able to corner him, and he'll have to tell you about it. So what you're saying is we're watching the last half of Shark Week at MondoCon. You know what? That's what I'm saying. Now, what do you care, Tom? You're gonna be on the couch, right? When Nick's on the couch, he's like, "Oh, it's 8:30. I'm going to bed," and then everybody has to go to their room. So, Tom, stay up to at least 11 o'clock. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll be like, all right, we're going to watch this, which would drive my wife nuts. Nuts, I say. She'd be like, really? We're going to watch this stuff? She'll be like, all right, whatever. I'm going to play my games on my phone. We'll have cookies. We'll have carrot cake, brownies, M&Ms. A veritable feast watching sharks. Maybe she'll make some shark cookies. Shark cookies. See if that's a thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can buy them for shark birthday cookies. $60. Are you insane? Or you can buy an Ann Clark shark cookie cutter for $2.25. Shark gummies would fit right in. No gummies in this house. All right, I'm not going to buy from them. I'm going to go on Amazon. If I can get a shark cookie cutter, get it. We don't want gummy sharks. $8. Hammerhead shark cookie cutter. We're getting it. No, we're not. $13 and $6 for delivery. Shark cookies, $60. Shark cookie cutter, $61. I know, right? There's gotta be cheaper. Like I'm gonna I'm gonna buy this and I'm just gonna open up in front of her and she'd be like, I'm not doing that. I am not making chocolate chip cookies sharks. I'd be like, it's like you almost have to. Like, these are $30. Shark cookies at Monicon, priceless. Yeah. I don't want a shark and a whale. We don't need whales. This is not whale week. That's in September. Why do they have dinosaurs? I don't want dinosaurs. Why am I even looking at this? You can make goldfish crackers. If you order a shark cookie cutter, you might get your access to Amazon taken away. maybe, maybe. Luckily, it's my own account. I was like, why do you both have an account and you pay for it? I'm like, because I don't want her to see what I'm buying, and she don't want me to see what she's buying. Because every day we get a package, and I'm always like, oh, is this the book I ordered, or is this some random thing? Oh, it's 4th of July's coming up, so she orders like 4,000 different things. I'm like, don't you have enough of this stuff already? Hopefully, she's not watching this. So this is Ann Clark Shark Cookie Cutter Extra Large. Let's look at this. I can get this delivered overnight for free. I'm in. So one is $7.95, but three, two different sharks and a shark fin. Oh, and sweet Jesus, I'm getting this. Oh yeah, I'm adding that to cart, buddy. What do you think? Well, I'm not using my $2.40 for rewards though. Maybe I should. I'm placing my order. And my wife's she's gonna be so mad at me. You have to get one for the white tip shark fins. Yeah. Hear me out. Cornbread shaved sharks. Yeah, that might be, you know what, that might work too. I mean, really the sky's the limit at this point. What we can do with these. Good on my Gmail on my it just says one ordered one kitchen item. So if she happens to come into my office and my email is up, she's not going to know what it is. But when that comes in tomorrow, I'm going to be like, boom. Look what we got. Cookie time. Icing. Charlie said, I just watched so many ads. I appreciate that. You should be getting paid. I appreciate that. Charlie, you know what? You just paid for shark cookies that you won't be able to have because you're not coming to MondoCon. I should be like, I'm not making them. I'll be like, I'll make them. I have no idea how to make cookies. But you know what I'm looking forward to? Shark cookies now. Maybe I'll make shark cookies beforehand just to see how they work. Put a little icing on them, I'll make those cookies with some icing and stuff on it. When she pulls the cookies out of the oven, just head over to the stove and start slamming the cookie cutter on them. She'd be like, what are you doing? Shh, they're still hot. I can still mold them. And then just start spreading it with my fingers into the mold. And all right, we're good. Hear me out. Candy corn goldfish trail mix. It's like let's put everything disgusting in one thing. Actually, I like goldfish, and I actually like candy corn. My wife will not let candy corn come to this house, though. She absolutely despises it. Pepsi products she hates more, but she's not a fan of candy corn. I do, because you got to bite each colored ring off, as you go along. Or really, what's the point of eating it? Now I'm happy. We're gonna get some shark cookies, or maybe we won't. Here's the rule, guys. Not Chad or Charlie, you're not coming. When you get here at MondoCon, do not say anything about shark cookies, because by then my wife will have thrown out or broken the shark cookie cutter, and she'll be like, "Yeah, I am not making these. This is not coming to my house." Tom says you can't mix candy corn because you have each color separately. Yeah. I mean, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Candy corn is, we can't have that, but goldfish, it's not one of those things you ever think of to buy. Same with animal crackers. Man, I love me some animal crackers too. I'll grab a cookie and go, so you went with the round shape on it. Yeah. I'll go, wow, these aren't in the shape of any specific sea creature. Boring. Charlie, not a fan of candy corn. Well, when you don't come to MondoCon, do not eat candy corn or something. Something candy corn. Oh, I went way. I was like, maybe I'll do an hour today. It's almost 2 hours, my friends. And other people. So I guess I'll go 5 more minutes to the 2 hour mark, and then we'll wrap this up. Again, I will not be around tomorrow. One of these Tuesdays or Thursdays when my wife is at her mom's till she don't get home till almost 10 o'clock. I want to do like a later one, like a 6 or 7 o'clock jump on. But by then I'm tired. I'm like, I'm just going to watch baseball. Who knows? Now I'm going to be all excited. I'm going to go, Amazon better show up before 11 o'clock. Ches says, I hope you'll be blasting Spinal Tap's top song on the shark sandwich in the background. Well, obviously. That gives Frank an extra 5 minutes to ignore Chad's savage season questions. Yeah. In 6 minutes, when I sign off, Frank will answer. Be like, Chad, did you hear me? Chad, too late. I gotta. I'm gonna get dressed. Probably gotta do the dishes, or at least empty the dishwasher, and then I'm gonna watch Skinwalker Ranch, which was taped last night, and I'm gonna guarantee you, drones are gonna go haywire, rockets are gonna go haywire. It's gonna be haywire. Chad, she will take 5'2" of you because you're very short, and she will swing you around and knock you out. And then stuff your dead body with candy corn so that you don't float. She'll put you in the retention pond, and the alligators will eat you. Because alligators love candy corn. Absolutely love. That's the feast for them. You got to be careful about the friggin' pythons now. They're moving north. yes, he does. Selective reading disorder. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me today. I appreciate Emma popping in. I appreciate Nick on a photo shoot popping in. 24-inch pythons, brother. I mean, not anymore though. I mean, they're probably smaller now. Have a great Shark Week, everybody. You too, Haas. You as well. Keith, as usual, slap that ass Elisa for me. Let her know it's from me. Hopefully she'll enjoy Sharks in the Corn when you guys watch it this weekend. Have your neighbor take care of my body. Yeah. We don't have a lot of sharks in Arizona, but do you have cornfields? Because then you got to watch out. All right, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Don't do it. No sharks, no corn. I don't think we have cornfields down here. I think we're safe. We do have sharks, though, in the intracoastal. And in Ponce Inlet, just south of Daytona Beach, because it's an inlet, that's where most of the Florida East Coast attacks occur. People surfing out there. You got all the bait fish coming in, and then you got all the various sharks coming in. Bull sharks, tiger sharks, great white sharks, Sharky's machine, all of it. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. All right, now I'm going to have to go see what's on Shark Week. What I got to tape tonight, because I'm going to go hang out with a Keith and a Donna tonight. Not you, Keith, and not you, Donna. All right, we got a minute left here. We're just going to ride this. We're just going to ride this for another minute and several seconds until I get the 2-hour mark. I haven't done a 2-hour in a while. One of these days, I want to do like 12 hours. We're just going to talk for like 12 hours. You guys will be talking to me on your ride home, before you go to sleep. Your wife will be like, "What do you got? What are you doing?" Like, shh. He's imparting wisdom. Don't talk. Wisdom. I like the videos. You ever see the videos where the guy is like, he's standing there in the kitchen with his wife, and he's like, "I told you to make me a damn sandwich and clean this pigsty up. You're ridiculous. And lose some weight. You are just absolutely disgusting." And then the wife says, "He said that to her?" And then the husband's like, "Yeah, do you believe it? You want me to make you a sandwich?" I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds about right." There's also some African-American dude. I forget his name, but I watched, and he does cooking. He does very ghetto cooking. And he's like a chicken breast. He's like, "Yeah, chicken titties." And then he's like, he has weird names for everything. And he just like using the B word. A lot of profanity in it. I don't think Lorraine would like it. But he's very, very funny. I don't remember his name, though. I don't know. Anyway. All right. We've hit the 2-hour mark, people. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate you for watching all the ads as well. And we will do this again on Friday. Probably not 2 hours, but we'll do it for a specific, non-specific amount of time. Have a great, great Wednesday and Thursday. We'll see you Friday.